All right, 523. Our essential question is how can you display number patterns in a coordinate grid? A lot of what you're going to see on a test is it's going to give you an input-output table. It's either going to ask you to grid it, or it's going to say which coordinate graph matches it. Yes, ma'am? 523. The back has a completely different number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we look at 523, when Alice completes each level in her favorite video game, she wins 2 extra lives. Use a graph. How many extra lives will Alice have after 4 levels? Then you have to make the input-output table. Okay, so the input, if she completes 1 level, she has 2 extra lives. If she completes 2 levels, Hunter, how many extra lives does she have?
4.
4. Lainey, if she completes 3 levels, how many extra lives?
6.
4 extra levels. Evan, how many extra lives?
8. But are they counting the ones that they also had last time, or is she
Yes.
taking 1 and then 2 more levels that she had last time?
No. Yes, we're having 2 levels. Okay, because she's just playing. She's not dying. She completes 4 levels all at once. Okay, stop shaking the screen with your lunchbox. Thank you. All right. So once you filled the input-output table up, write the related pairs as ordered pairs. The input is X and the output is Y. The input is always going to be X unless it tells you differently. The output is always going to be Y unless they tell you differently. Okay? So level 1, I want you to fill in the 4 ordered pairs. The 4 ordered pairs. And remember, ordered pairs need to be in parentheses, and you need to have a comma between them. And as we looked at yesterday, even if they're divided into halves, you can still do it. They don't have to be completely whole numbers. So Addison, what's my ordered pair for level 2? 2, 4. Level 3, Betsy.
3, 6.
Level 4, Ruben.
Level 4 would be 4, 8.
Okay, so those would be our ordered pairs. Yes, ma'am.
You know what I just noticed?
What'd you just notice?
Level 3, 2 times is 6.
Yes.
Yeah, and then 2 times 2 is 4.
Excellent.
And 4 times 2 is 8.
Good. So this is a multiplicative pattern. Multiplicative pattern, which means you multiply something by the input to get the output. And as Lainey just pointed out, we're multiplying the input times 2 because she gets 2 lives every level. Input times 2. Input times 2. Input times 2. So it's a multiplicative pattern. It's a hard word to say. What you're responsible for this year is understanding multiplicative patterns when you're going to have to graph it, or additive patterns. And the questions that I've seen asked in the past is they give you a input-output table and they ask you what kind of pattern it is. They give you the table and then they're going to ask you what kind of pattern it is. So it might say multiply by 2. It's a multiplicative pattern. And they'll give you all those choices, 4 choices. And if you can identify how to go from input to output, then you're going to be fine. From input to output, you're going to be fine. So let me slide it up so we can look at the rest of that page. Okay, so now you're going to plot the ordered pairs. Now you're going to plot the ordered pairs. Jaden.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, you can't. I've got it on the camera,
Okay.
so I can't have you coming up here. So Jaden, the first ordered pair was what?
2 fourths. So you go to.
The first one's graphed for us because they gave us that one. It's 1, 2. The second one, Jaden, is
2 4.
2, 4. So 2 over, 4 up. 2 along the x-axis. That's why that's labeled. This is the y-axis. Remember, you have to go horizontal, then vertical. Horizontal, then vertical. Ivan, what's the next one? 3, 6. Bethany, what's the next one? 4, 8. Okay, so that's what your graph would look like. You're graphing the ordered pairs. It doesn't have lines. This is not a line graph. This is graphing the ordered pairs. Okay, it's not a line graph. It's graphing the ordered pairs. Now, what I've also seen on a test is they give you the input-output table, and they ask you which graph would match that table. Since the tables are generally going to be patterns, it's either going to be additive or multiplicative. Your graph needs to be in a straight line. On those kind of problems where they give you an input-output table, your graph is going to be on a straight line. That's just the way it is. Because Stone Cold said so. So I've seen a test question before where they give you 4 graphs and one of them doesn't show a straight line, which you can automatically eliminate. One of them does it backwards, and instead of going horizontal first, it goes vertical second or first. Okay, and then one of them just is off and doesn't make any sense. But if you check your input-output table against the graph, you're going to be able to see really quickly which answer it is. But you have to remember, horizontal, then vertical. As the guy said in the video, walk before you get to the elevator. 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 Horizontal, vertical. X-axis, then the y-axis. All right, what you're going to do on your own, and we'll go over it in a few minutes, is 524 through 526. Yes, all of them. 524 through 526. So if you look at the page and it says 524 on the bottom, you do that. If it says 525 on the bottom, you do that. If it says 526 on the bottom, you do that page. If it doesn't have those numbers on it, you don't do those pages. Olivia?
Do you rip it out?
No, leave it in your book for right now. Leave it in your book for right now, because this is going to be good practice when we have the test on Friday. For those of you watching, we have a test on Friday. That test is going to go over chapter 14, lessons 1 through 4. So 14.1, 14.2, 14.3, and 14.4. All test questions will come directly from that book. Directly from that book. So be prepared. Be prepared. It's from the Lion King. Love you. Peace out.